this brings us to the culture of fear. Oh my God. Where, you know, if you say, you know, there are these TV marketing campaigns, say something, see something, you know, terrorists of the enemy. If someone wears a headscarf or speaks Arabic or they have a beard, or either you're with us or against us. And, you know, everybody, you know, who's like a brown person or a different color person. I mean, come on, you know, we've turned everybody into somebody to go and bully. And in reality, crime rates in the United States have actually dropped. And I think the culture of fear goes against our value, goes against many values, and it doesn't serve us well at all. And it goes against our value of high-risk tolerance and our pioneer spirit. And by that I mean the consequences of the culture of fear, or fear of risk, you know, prohibits venture capitalism, innovation, investment, and these are the things that this country, you know, that's the grease for the wheels of this economy. So if we haven't invented anything, if we shut down NASA, if we fail to produce, you know, all of the goods and services and products that we used to, well, there's no wonder we're busy being afraid to take risks like we used to. You know, we have one of the lowest, traditionally, our traditional values, where we have the lowest risk tolerance among compared to other cultures. So again, there has never been another era, it's been observed in modern history, even during wartime of the Second World War, First World War, or the Great Depression, when so many people have feared so much. 3 out of 4 Americans say they feel more fearful today than they did 20 years ago. So, you know, why do we have so many fears? Are we living in exceptionally dangerous time? Maybe it's our perception of danger that's increased, not the actual level. And by the way, you know, this makes for great political campaigns. Politicians win elections by heightening concerns about crime and drug abuse, even as rates for both, as I said, are declining. Advocacy groups that raise money by exaggerating the prevalence of particular diseases. TV news magazines that monger a new scare every week to garner ratings and so forth. We even have a fear of our kids going out to play. You know, there's a boogeyman out there who's going to abduct our kids. And there are, you know, as I said, fear of terrorism changed our lives with color-coded threats, and we take off our shoes at airports, and X-ray machines peek under our clothes, and there are no-fly lists, and there are Amber Alerts, and there's America's Most Wanted show, cop shows are popular, CSI, and the list goes on. So I think that there's one other fear that I think is perhaps one of the worst, and this is the psychological fear for prohibiting the fear of feelings, which we have produced a generation of medicated people, medicated children, the medicated adults, and it has had the added effect of anesthetizing us, of depriving us of feeling and awareness that's vital to the entrepreneurialism, the exploration, innovation that I talked about, which is connected to our most fundamental value, which is that pioneer spirit. And in fact, one psychologist said that years ago, when you had someone who was quirky and ingenious and sort of off-kilter, this was the absent-minded professor. This was the guy who invented a light bulb. These were the people who sat and thought and pondered and contemplated the problems of the world and created things in their world of low risk and individuation. And now we sort of medicated that innovation, he says, right out of us. And that, I think, is that's a scary thought. One last thought on this culture of fear. Ironically, we're afraid of whistleblowers. So this goes against our value of rules, fairness, and law. And normally, when you told on somebody because you saw them do something wrong, the whistleblowers have now been ostracized and deported. So very strange turn of events, how what we thought was right, the differences between right and wrong, what we think we know is truth and honest and fairness, has been turned on its head. Very strange times we're living in, my friends.